Scott here with Daily Game Design. Thanks for joining. Yep, my mic is working. I have some things to test today, but also some fun updates. So you see here, I have February 14th Sunset Honolulu on my screen. That's because we just got news that we have a space reserved for Valentine's night. And I'm curious to see how this would go. We are planning, Ming and I are planning a mystery dinner theater, and it's taken a while to have confidence that we'll have a space. So I think Ming is a little bit like, now's a big rush because he's feeling the weight of having the story, having the structure of the evening sorted out. And I think it's pretty different from a style that I would expect. So I feel like he might be feeling a lot of pressure to like shoulder the weight and figure out how to decorate and everything. And I don't love that. So we really need to figure out how to include some people in the process, but it's got to be a process that he's familiar with and comfortable with. Anyway, so lots going on here. In about a little over a month, we'll be having that dinner, and then the retreat is not long after that. It's a little more than it's another month and a half after that. So lots to do, lots of good, lots of fun things to work on. And somehow I get myself in this situation where perhaps I say yes to too many things, or there are too many interesting things to work on. So so I overextend myself. I may need to take a break from some other stuff. So anyway, my priorities here today are... Oh, that was just one piece of news. Another piece of news is... It's not really news, but I got a little more feedback from my friend Carrie. So I said, what makes sense to me right now. So the Adra game right now, it involves time pressure. It involves the delivery of goods. To at least mechanically, you're placing some type of resource on, like, delivering some type of good or resource to... That's at least the thematic justification for placing cards around the HQ card, on the, like, crisis cards or mission cards that are sitting around HQ. So I got a couple of emails this morning from the team, but also some comments from Carrie. So I guess I can go over both of those things here. So I haven't really worked on Adra HQ for a little bit, at least since before Christmas. They've all been off. I was waiting for feedback from some of their playtesting, but here are the latest emails from the team. Okay, so I got this. So she's going to be testing the game with her family, I guess. But here's the one. This one's kind of interesting. So my email was really all about how I'm trying to think about the theming and how the game is, in theory, supposed to help teach people about what Adra actually does. But if the game has a doctor and a teacher and a builder and a first responder, like, dropping stuff off, that's not really what Adra does. So Adra helps to coordinate the movement of goods helps do logistics, but it also has kind of two gears. There is the, well, ADRA is the Adventist Development and Relief Agency. So there's the D and the R. So development is more of the slow burn, the long-term investment, building up things over time. Development, right? Like doing economic development. It could be teaching and coaching. It could be actually coordinating the construction of things, stuff like that. But then there's the relief part, which is here's an emergency. We need to get stuff into that region to help people as soon as possible. So in that sense, I think the mechanics of the game line up more with the relief part of what ADRA does. And so in my view, it makes sense to make a game, focus on a game that, or let me say, excuse me, retheme what we have to focus on the relief part. Because that, I think, is mechanically what is a better fit. Because there's nothing slow and methodical about the game as it's designed right now. So Carrie's suggestion is well, that we consider the theme more closely, but here is Sharon's response. I said even that, you know, that focusing on relief might actually give us a name, and then if we want, we could design a second game. That was my thinking. Okay, so here's Sharon's quick feedback, and that is most people know about the emergency response, but not necessarily the development part. So they know more about the R, the relief, than they know about the D, the development. So she says, let me think, 2 games. One focused on emergency response, one focused on ADRA pillars. I don't know if... The thing is, because the pillars are so different, education, health, livelihood, I think the last one is emergency response. I forget exactly what the 4 are. I think they're listed on the website. Here they are. Health, education, livelihood, and emergency. I don't love that these are not similar in category or similar in kind. Health, education, livelihood, emergency. So in that case, it might be useful to make 4 games, right? But anyway, yeah, but then what Carrie said, Chav and I had a similar conversation about 2 separate games, or even having 2 or an expansion pack for the relief and development themes. He did have a good point, though, that it would be nice to still include both in one game since it's our name and we do both. But I'll let you hash that out with him. So she's definitely not wanting, she doesn't need to get too involved here. Anyway, lots of tough marketing choices. I think that's mostly what this is. This is a marketing problem. Because I think we have a game. I'm confident that the game will work. As long as we get the rulebook right and we get people excited about it, I think the game will work. Now it's a question of theming and what exactly do we want the game to teach people about ADRA. That's the big challenge, and that is a marketing challenge. That's a communication problem. So I know that it's part of my responsibility as a designer, but at the same time, I'm partnering with this organization. So it's a little bit tricky. I don't think it's really my final call to say, like, I'm not coming in as a marketing expert here. I'm coming in as a game designer and partnering with the marketing people. So it's really kind of, I think it is the responsibility of the marketing team to decide how they want to represent ADRA. And then we can just apply that theming. It's a thematic overlay because I think the game itself works, and I don't think we should really add much to the game. I don't think we should have another thing going on. It's already too much for some people. So I personally think a second game would be best. A second separate game, maybe even 4 games because there are 4 pillars. Okay, I know I want to get to. I was thinking there is a friend of mine who, like, I've been writing back and forth with. And I wonder if he had some comments worth reflecting on really quick. I'm not sure I have his name right. I'm really hoping my stream remains stable this time, but this is weird that Facebook isn't really loading well. Okay. I think it was John Goodenough. Let me just check. I'm just checking the spelling. Good. Yeah. Okay. Origins. I would like to be at Origins. Yeah. Okay, I think I'm just going to double check here that I have the mod updated. And if I do, then I'll just go directly into playtesting. Oh, I guess I was going to look at Ricky's comments. Maybe not. Maybe he's not super comfortable with that. Maybe I'll save it for later. Okay, so what I did in 18, this is 19, is I actually reverted to the cheaper grant office and community projects. I made them 3 meeple cards, but now I walked that back to just being 2 meeples, like an expense for activating them. So we'll just see how this goes. So one of the questions is how to make up for the first player advantage. One solution is the starting number of cubes. So I just wonder if that's enough. Well, what if the second player starts with This seems kind of crazy, but it might be interesting. Okay, so let's say red goes first. And what do we want red to focus on? I think last time we had blue focus on this track. I think I might have red try it this time, but it's actually not useful when it's just um, oh, you know what red could do? Oh no, don't do it. Huh, weird. The frame rate dropped at some point. Yeah, so we were having some connection problems, but looks like it's caught up and stabilized. Okay. Well, now with 3 meeples, there's a lot more flexibility. So you don't have to feel like you're wasting everything. So let's actually have red come up here and spend a cube. It gets sent to, because it's this one, it gets sent to the, that wasn't really a roll. K3, so they do get just 6 money, but that's still 9. They may want then to use their second, like they might feel like they have to use their second to come here, but that's also, maybe not. Maybe they don't have to. Oh, maybe they do. Say this guy goes over here. So then this guy will come over, grab a couple cubes. What's kind of nice is that this is already, they're already going to be switching, like just because of the timing of placing their meeples. So like blue will go there, place a thing. Now red is going to retrieve. 2, 3. And red's going to bring these over here. Oops. And blue still has one more placement, but can't really do anything with it, actually. Interesting, though. Could use their first turn. Oh, wait a minute. So what they could do actually is come in here. I wonder if it would be worth having a second meeple. I'll try. So spend 3, add a worker here. Okay, now it's red. Red has 2 available. And money as well. So it's interesting that this is all blocked. They can go for another big money turn like this. And roll. Okay, so they're going to get 8. So that's already a good deal for them. Blue's going to have, I think, trouble. So blue's going to recall. Now blue has 4 meeples for this next turn, and they're going to get these 2 cubes. Happy New Year, Francisco. Welcome. But Red only has one extra meeple right now. And, well, they do have one cube, so it might be worth... You know what I totally forgot already? Is that this should be out here. Okay, it's sitting on the Grand Office, so it's not a big problem. But Blue might go and take care of that this time. Okay. Francisco, how are your business ideas coming along? Don't do that. I don't know why it's so unstable. Okay. Okay, what is Red going to do with this last cube? I think go get more, actually. Seems like a good plan. So now they're loaded with money. Now it's Blue. Ooh. Okay, now, unfortunately, the money is limited there. And they don't have 5 money to... Okay, well, let's do this. So they can... They'll place 2 to get 6 money. Not sure how to answer that other than taking it day by day. I did commit to going to the retreat, though. Share juggernauts, right? That's awesome. And it's a business expense, so you can write it off. Okay, so where was I? So 6 money. And red retrieves. 1, 2. Oh, but now they lose out to blue to get this. Oh, no. I mean, now blue loses out to red because they don't have the cubes they need. Now we're going to go and take care of this, which I think they'll do. Yeah, so they spend the 2 cubes for it, and these go away. So they're going to gain this card. Now I think blue is already in some kind of trouble. The game crafter had JJ on the deal of the day yesterday, which was really cool. Made a couple sales. Oh, good. That's awesome. I remember when I was first getting into the like the Facebook groups, like very early on, I posted the Fruit of the Spirit on the Game Crafter, and that game, it also for some reason was like a deal of the day, and there was a Facebook group called Board Game Hype or something like that. I forget exactly what it was. So I was just like pumped. I had no I didn't know where to go to like share like being excited, and so I thought this hype Facebook group would be good, and then I posted in there that I was just like literally just excited. Like I didn't think anybody would buy it. I didn't think anybody would care. Not really. So I posted in there, and then I think the post got taken down because I hadn't engaged enough, and it was just an ad in the view of one of the main guys. And so I was kind of bummed. Like that's too bad. I was excited and didn't know where to go with my excitement. And the hype, what board game hype community was not the place. Since then, I've become a lot more sensitive to like people just posting constantly or like basically just running ads or veiled ads all the time in Board Game Design Lab Facebook group like that. Now I see that that's pretty tiring. Okay, where was I? So I'm here resolve this card, and let's have another card come out right away. So this is gonna sit over here. I still don't have a great way to. Yeah, it was kind of silly. I really didn't know what to do with my enthusiasm. So let's just have it sit off to the side. Okay, so this may be here for a while. Okay, red got this. Now it's blue's turn. What to do with a single cube? Or with this money? Because there are no cubes, and I don't really want to just retrieve right away. So I could, what I could do is I could place here, spend 2, 1, 2, and that at least gets me a cube before I retrieve. Okay, now this guy's going to go out for the upgrade. I think red is handily in the lead, actually. Yeah, there's this one guy that's constantly coming in your streams and doing veiled marketing for his fantasy robot game. It's really irritating, actually. These veiled ads. It really is a funny thing, Francis. I don't know if you pay attention much to like Board Game Design Lab, but there's like this constant stream of people saying, "Hey, just posted like my Kickstarter just went live. You know, what do you think? Any feedback is welcome." Like that to me is just a veiled ad. But at the same time, people want feedback, so I get that it kind of works. And I definitely don't mind if like it meets the requirements of the community, which are just that you need to ask a meaningful question. Hey, what do you think about the layout of my Kickstarter page? You know, or what do you think of the video? Is it exciting enough? Less so now the podcast doesn't seem to be updating. That is a little bit odd. That it's unfortunate. I feel like, well, he went for so many years, right? And I think maybe he just kind of ran out of steam, and he's busy. He's busy with his monthly game release stuff. Okay, red's getting an upgrade. What does red want to upgrade? First of all, they can afford everything, so I think they might go with the meeple this time. So meeple first, and then they drop down to 7. Okay, blue is gonna. This goes away. I think because he's too focused on game of the month. That's a huge thing, right? Mike, I agree. It feels so like slimy in my thinking. Yeah, I think it's better to say, "Hey, I'm using my once or twice a year ad slot. This is my Kickstarter. Appreciate the community here. you've done a lot to help me out. Please check out my Kickstarter. Yeah. Or I mean, if I've genuinely gotten great input for Sugar Shack, so I might say something like, um, I might say something like, hey, using my free, you know, yearly ad, um, this community's been a big help. Thanks for your support so far. Please check out my Kickstarter. Yeah, rather than the like try to be sneaky and post your links and stuff like that. There's a really odd tone that really grates on me. Um, yeah, like I'm not gonna post my Kickstarter link, but then somebody like asks for it in the comments. They say, "Well, I wasn't gonna since somebody asked, or since you asked, here it is." Like it's just a very weird style thing. Yeah, I would rather just a blatant ad. I agree there. Yeah, my stream is looking a little unstable. Mike, how are you doing with your designs? Any progress? Even the what was it? The food and celebrities one, the restaurants one we looked at. Okay, where was I? So blue just retrieved, and so these need to move over. Red is also going to retrieve, but now for oh, interesting. Red actually never got any cubes, so they're just stuck with one cube right now.